All right, today we're going to trace a direct line from a major international conflict all the way down to the cost of your morning coffee. We're going to see how a crisis involving Iran could be the real reason your wallet's been feeling a little bit lighter lately. So let's get right into it. You know that feeling, right? We've all been there. You're at the gas station or maybe you're in the grocery aisle and you look at the total and just think, wow, that's more. What is going on? Well, it turns out the answer often starts thousands and thousands of miles from your local store. And that's exactly what we're going to unpack today, that direct, often invisible link between huge global events and the pressure you feel on your own finances. So let's break down exactly how a news headline from across the world turns into a higher price tag right here at home. It really all starts with one key concept: geopolitics. Now, I know it sounds like some big, abstract topic for academics, but it's not. It's the engine that drives so many of the forces that end up reaching your wallet. You can think of it like the giant strategic chessboard where countries make their moves. And to see this in action, we're going to look at a specific scenario laid out in our source material, a major conflict that kicks off in the year 2026. This is our starting point, the spark that lights the whole fuse. Our sources describe this as a real flashpoint in the Middle East. You've got a clash between major powers happening in a region that is, frankly, the lifeblood of the entire world's energy supply. Okay, so the situation escalates, and it escalates fast, with strikes and counterstrikes. But the truly critical thing here isn't the military play-by-play. It's the immediate economic shockwave this sends across the entire globe.
Because a conflict of this scale, well, it just doesn't happen in a vacuum. The second it begins, it sends these powerful, destabilizing shockwaves through the global financial system.
And this is such a crucial point. You have to remember, today's economy is a web. It's all connected. A disturbance in one tiny part of that web, well, it causes vibrations everywhere else. And the impact is felt almost instantly. The source material really highlights three immediate major disruptions. First, critical shipping and trade routes are suddenly at risk. Second, the energy markets get thrown into absolute chaos, and the immediate result of that chaos, a sharp, sudden spike in the price of oil. Okay, so we've seen the global picture: conflict, disruption, rising oil prices. But how does all of that get from the world stage into your neighborhood, into your car, and onto your kitchen table? It's really just a simple domino effect. The conflict messes with the oil supply, which makes fuel more expensive for everyone, everywhere. Then, suddenly, the trucks delivering goods to your local stores cost way more to operate. And when it costs more to transport everything from apples to Amazon packages, you guessed it, that extra cost gets passed directly onto you. This really breaks it down. On the left, you've got those distant headlines: US and Israeli strikes, Iranian retaliation, stuff that feels a world away. And on the right, that's your local reality: higher fuel costs, rising food prices, and this general feeling of uncertainty for small businesses in your town. So where do we actually feel this squeeze the most? Well, it's pretty much across the board. Fuel and transportation take that first and biggest hit. But from there, it just spreads to groceries, then to general goods, and eventually it creates pressure on all businesses as their own costs start to climb. So why does all this matter? I mean, really, why should you care? Because this isn't just some abstract economic theory. It's a direct, unbreakable link between global stability and your own financial well-being. This quote from our source material just sums it up perfectly. That feeling of stability we have in our daily lives, whether things feel affordable or suddenly unpredictable and expensive, is directly tied to the stability of the world at large. And that's really the key takeaway here. What happens in the Straits of Hormuz or in the halls of power in Washington and Tehran, it doesn't just stay there. It ends up right there in your bank statement. And that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. In a world that is this interconnected, where a conflict on one continent can literally raise the price of milk on another, what does local even mean anymore? It's a question that really shows just how intertwined all of our lives have become with the wider world.